Hey guys, let's get more news about Steelers, but first, don't forget to subscribe and leave your like. Steelers' eyes should be all over the Patriots' QB room right now. The Steelers performed a hard reset to their quarterback room this offseason with the hopes of getting some better play out of the group. Russell Wilson hopes to revitalize his career in the Steel City, while Justin Fields hopes to earn a shot at showcasing franchise quarterback traits. No matter who ends up as the primary starter, the hope is for better play from a group that has been horrible over the past few seasons. That said, there is a real chance that the Steelers don't have their long-term solution at quarterback on their current roster. Wilson was once a top name in the league, but his stint in Denver has made many think that he is on the downswing of his career. Fields has yet to put everything together as a franchise quarterback, and unless he gives some definitive answers this year, the team would be hard-pressed to see him as such. There is a very real chance that Pittsburgh goes into next offseason with the same issues as this year. No quarterback sans John Reese Plumlee is under contract next year, so if no one stands out, they can let everyone walk with little impact on their cap space. That would also leave the team needing a new face of the franchise once again. While there has already been talk brewing of Dak Prescott being the target, if he were to hit free agency, he would command a deal far greater than the Steelers would offer. While drafting a quarterback makes the most sense, that is easier said than done, especially when you aren't a bottom-dwelling team. Instead, the team could look to an old foe for a potential answer. The Patriots opted to take 2 quarterbacks during the draft this year. Drake May was their first-round pick, and he should be expected to be the guy for the foreseeable future. They also took Joe Milton late in the draft, and he is an equally intriguing player. A gifted athlete with a cannon for an arm, there is potential there even if he needs a lot of refinement. To this point, Milton has done everything right. He has been a constant highlight in camp and looked the part in the first preseason game. No, he isn't going to push for a starting role right away, but the Patriots are a fickle franchise with their rookies. While it is a new regime, this practice could remain in place. Both May and Milton fit the mold of what the Steelers have typically looked at for a quarterback, and either could theoretically be the target for the team. Ultimately, it will be up to the Patriots and what they want to do with their room long-term. Can May live up to expectations? Then he is their guy and Milton is expendable. What if May falters in year 1 and they turn to Milton, who plays okay in his place? May could get the Josh Rosen treatment. For a Steelers team that could very well need quarterback help again next year, a trade with the Patriots could be a path to helping out the roster. We need to see how the season plays out, naturally, but I will be keeping a close eye on how that room performs. I think Milton or May could be a gamble worth taking if the opportunity presents itself to land either a year from now, and if the Steelers' quarterback room falls flat this year, it could be a necessary move to try and solidify the most important position in football. Fittipaldo believes Troy Fautanu can still earn starting job by season opener despite setback. Pittsburgh Steelers rookie Troy Fautanu suffered a mild MCL sprain in his preseason debut. He was just beginning to see more first-team snaps, putting him on a timeline to start in the opener. With him likely missing a couple weeks, however, that jeopardizes his chances of starting right away. Ray Fittipaldo of the Pittsburgh Post-Gazette believes it's still doable for Fautanu to win the job in time. He is going to start sooner or later, and that was never in question. It was always a matter of when, as soon as the first game. He's gonna have 2 weeks or so after that Lions preseason game to get back to where he was, Fittipaldo said of Fautanu on the Cochrane Sports Showdown last night. He was running with the starters, so if he can show them in that 2 weeks' time, I know it's practices and not games, but I'm telling you, people in that building love him, and I think he was on course to be the starter. So we'll see what happens now. The Steelers, of course, love Troy Fautanu, which is why they drafted him in the first round. The rookie is a polished college tackle with dozens of starts under his belt, unlike 2023's Broderick Jones. Jones, whom they traded up for in the first round, took nearly half a season to crack the starting lineup. And when he did crack the lineup, it was at right tackle, where Fotanu would start. But the Steelers want to move Jones to left tackle, and they need Fotanu starting at right to do that. This fact does help his case to start sooner rather than later. I sense that Jones is growing frustrated not knowing where he's going to start, as well. Fotanu's injury doesn't help provide any clarity. Well, the injury throws a monkey wrench into it, but he was certainly on that track, Fittipaldo said about the rookie starting the opener. The Steelers have invested heavily in their offensive line lately, including 3 draft picks in 2024. In addition to Troy Fotanu in the first round, they also drafted C. Zach Frazier in the second and G. Mason McCormick in the fourth. A year earlier, they traded Broderick Jones in the first round and signed Isaac Seumalo in free agency. In 2022, the Steelers added 2 starters via free agency in James Daniels and Mason Cole. They have since released Cole, however, with Frazier projected to start in his place at center. Despite his college experience, Fotanu played at left tackle at Washington. While he played right tackle in high school and repped there some during practice, it is still a transition for the rookie. He struggled with it initially, but he has been working there exclusively all offseason. His preseason debut showed there is still work for him to improve, so the injury is a serious setback. But if he can get back quickly, at least Fittipaldo believes there's still time to start the opener. Brandon Aiyuk could force 49ers into interesting trade predicament with Steelers. Another day and the 49ers and Steelers are still in the midst of a complex trade negotiation for Brandon Aiyuk. The latest reports reveal that the main hurdle is the compensation the 49ers are seeking for Aiyuk, which includes a wide receiver in return. However, the Steelers are not willing to meet this demand. This impasse has put the 49ers in a challenging situation, largely due to Brandon Aiyuk's contract. In a typical trade, a team would shop a player around until it found someone offering something comparable to what it was looking for. However, thanks to Brandon Aiyuk's contract, the 49ers cannot do that. That's because Aiyuk has a trade veto in his contract. According to reports from Wednesday, the Cleveland Browns and the New England Patriots had palatable deals the 49ers would have taken. However, the Patriots suddenly removed themselves from the trade equation because Aiyuk had no desire to play for them. They might have then taken Cleveland's offer, but Aiyuk apparently nixed that deal, too, as he did not want to go to Cleveland. When all is said and done, Aiyuk seems determined to play for only Mike Tomlin, leaving the 49ers in a bind. They know he's not coming back, given that they have been unable to hammer out an acceptable contract extension. Now, the 49ers cannot send him to a team that offers them the best compensation in return. So, how does this get resolved? Unless the Steelers quickly find a wide receiver they are willing to part with, they are not sending players to the 49ers in this deal. Hence, the 49ers only have a few options on the table then. They could insist on a number 1 draft choice from the Steelers. Perhaps that's unlikely, but that might be a better alternative than giving up a wide receiver in the deal. The second option is to take lesser compensation than they want. If they know they will not get what they want for Aiyuk, take the best offer the Steelers make and wash their hands of Aiyuk. It would be a comparative move to what the Bears did with Justin Fields. The last option does have some traction in the form of online rumors. Whether it actually happens is another issue, but it has a chance. The Steelers could find another team willing to trade a wide receiver to plug a hole they have elsewhere. They would do a 3-team trade and trade an offensive lineman to a team that needs one. That team would, in turn, trade a wide receiver to the 49ers. Who this third team would be is unknown, suffice it to say it would not be Cleveland, New England, or Washington. And you fan? What do you think of the situation of Brandon Aiyuk? Leave your opinion in the comments.